Working day from the presentation by the spokesman of the administration of the President of Ukraine on anti-terrorist operation issues, Colonel Andriy Lysenko. Good afternoon, dear colleagues. For the third day running, the keeping of the ceasefire regime is exemplary in the east of Ukraine. Yesterday there was not a single case of the enemy firing against the anti-terrorist operation forces or provocations. As a result of combat action, not a single Ukrainian military serviceman died. However, as a result of an explosion of an enemy landmine, 2 our military were wounded to the south of Marinka. At the same time, the illegal armed formations continued to conduct air reconnaissance of the location of Ukrainian military, and yesterday a flight of 1 drone was detected in the zone of anti-terrorist operation. Yesterday, the withdrawal of Ukrainian armaments of less than 100 millimeter caliber started from the line of demarcation line. We pull back not only the cannons of less than 100 millimeter caliber, but also tanks and mortars. At the same time, in spite of the agreement, the enemy continues to keep their heavy arms in the vicinity of the demarcation line. As another report of the Special Monitoring Mission of OSCE in Ukraine says, their drone yesterday detected the tanks of the so-called DNR next to the demarcation line to the east of Mariupol. However, in spite of the relative proximity of the enemy machinery and equipment to the contact line, there is no reason to be worried because the Ukrainian defense line is reliably fortified, and if anything happens, our military will be able to provide a worthy rebuff to the enemy. In Popasna district of Luhansk region, an enemy agent was detained who is a pensioner of law enforcement bodies. He was fulfilling tasks of the Chief Reconnaissance Intelligence Department of the General Staff of Russian Federation, who are placed as so-called advisors to the illegal armed formations in the occupied city of Stakhanov. He was providing the enemy with the information on the anti-terrorist operation forces, and also he tried to set up agents network using a ID of the police officer. He also had to set up a channel of delivery of arms and explosion from the occupied territory to organize terrorist and subversive acts. While he was detained, a small arsenal of arms was confiscated from him: 3 pistols, a machine gun, a submachine gun, 2 carbines, 7 rifles, and over 1,300 rounds of ammunition of different caliber, etc., etc. Also, the servicemen of the service of Ukraine's security service have detained in Donetsk region a gunman who planned to stage a terrorist act at the roadblock of the anti-terrorist operation forces in Dzerzhinsk. Last year, he volunteered to the ranks of the bandit formation DNR. After the successful offensive of the Ukrainian army in the summer of last year, he got a task from his leaders to organize diverse subversive and terrorist acts. The Ukrainian military helped to restore schools in frontline districts, and this is what they're doing in the Luhansk settlement. While during combat action, the gunmen have fired at it from mortars and artillery, and the local school has suffered significantly. However, on the 1st of September in Luhansk, almost 150 kids went to school, and the army are already helping them to restore the school. Part of the materials was provided by the Red Cross, and the rest was given by benefactors. In the city of Kremina, almost more than 50 sophomores of Luhansk Regional Lyceum of the strengthened military and physical training have been sworn as lycees. After the occupation of Luhansk, this lyceum was evacuated to Kremina, and their first year is corresponding to the 10th grade of the secondary school. 56 people learned there. And in the end, on the basis of Dnipropetrovsk National University, the free courses of the English language have started. 60 participants of the anti-terrorist operation have been enrolled, and the course is running for 3 months. How quickly the Ukrainian army can return the equipment and the arms to the demarcation line. In spite of the pulling off of the Ukrainian equipment and machinery and arms, we still have anti-tank means which will help us to stop the possible offensive of the gunmen. Besides, the machinery and armored vehicles are being pulled off to the distance of 15 kilometers, which is enough to quickly come back to battle positions. But the terrorists have said that they are not pulling off their armaments, and they will start to do this on the 18th of October. Well, they make a lot of statements, but we have a trilateral contact group and the international missions, and we will insist that the opposite side also fulfills their obligations. Ukraine is doing this in an exemplary way. Thank you very much. And the next press briefing of the spokesperson of the administration of the President of Ukraine on anti-terrorist operation will happen tomorrow at this same time. Thank you.